Hi there, Janet Fritz here for Galaxy Girl Creations. Welcome to my channel. Welcome to another Kit Conspiracy video. This is a bonus video using the 49 and Market Nature Study collection. This is the final layout that I was able to get done, and I am just using the last of the full sheets of paper. When I'm all done, I just have bits and pieces left. So I'm doing a double page today, and I am going to split out this plaid paper across both pages using 3 strips. The brown is going to go in the middle, and then all I have left of the blue with the brown plaid um, is the sheet that is under the part that I'm working on right now. That's all I have left of it. It's such a pretty paper. I wish I had 2 of those, but I don't. So I'm going to just go with what I have here. I am roughing up all of my edges with my distress tool from Some Assemblage Required, and I think that looks great. Just cleaning up my little mess here that I made from all of those distressed edges. And then I am going to go ahead and start figuring out where everything needs to sit. I want the distressed edges of the dark plaid to overlap the lighter color plaid. And so I am just tucking that under, and then I will add a little bit of liquid glue once I figure out where everything is going. I am actually going to add some more texture to this page, this double page, by adding a little bit of fiber, which I used earlier in the series on another layout, and I thought that was a great way to kind of finish off everything, because these layouts are all related to one another. They're all from the same event, and the continuity of the papers, the embellishments, and then adding the same fiber is going to be really nice. So I will be pulling out that fiber and adding it in just a bit here. I am just trying to figure out the measurement for how wide I need my other dark plaid to complete this left-hand side of the page. And so kind of figuring that out and deciding if I want a larger piece than what was represented by that white space. So I made it just a bit wider than it was, and I really like the way that it ends up looking. I just had a little bit of an extra white edge there. That's what I was trimming off. So here is my fiber. I decided to go vertical with it, and I'm cutting it in half because I don't want it to be quite so wide, and tucking it under the 2 outside edges of dark plaid. I'm not going to do it underneath the center one because that's going to make my photos a little bit wonky. It's possible to do it. It's not that it's impossible. I just decided I didn't want to do it this time. And plus, most of it wouldn't show. So I thought the outer 2 edges was just plenty. And I really like the way that that ends up looking. I'm playing around with the frames here. By the time I'm done with this layout, I don't have a whole lot of options in frames left. So really happy to be able to get those used on this particular layout. In this layout, this is still more of the Survivor games for the Survivor weekend birthday party that my kids went to, and it was put on by one of their really good friends. And in this particular layout, the top row of photos are the kids doing a tug of war, and the boys obviously won that one. I shouldn't say obviously because it's very possible for the girls to, but at this stage of the game in their lives, it was definitely the boys that just annihilated the girls. Actually, one of the boys on this team, he does a lot of working out and lifting of, I don't know if he lifts weights, but he does a lot of working out. And so he is very physically fit and super strong. So he basically could have probably beat all of the girls on his own. Um, but anyway, the bottom portion is a pie eating contest, and it's basically just a whipped cream pie, but it was a lot of fun for the kids to do. And then in the photos, they do have pie, they do have whipped cream all over their faces, which is kind of interesting that my niece is actually participating in that because she doesn't really like whipped cream. So I think that's kind of funny. Um, but yeah, they're doing a pie eating contest there. And I don't remember. I'm pretty sure the boys won that one as well. Um, Yeah, I'm not 100% sure. The two girls that are doing it, my niece and their other friend, they're very competitive. So it's and the other girl is the sister to one of the boys that is eating the pie. So uh, it could have gone either way. Um, I'll have to I'll have to check with my kids and see if they remember. Anyway, so I am now tucking in some extra foliage that I had sitting on my desk from a previous project. These are not pieces that were from this collection, but the little tickets, the word phrases, and the mushrooms, those are all from the Nature Study Collection embellishment pack or um, laser cut elements. So those were all included in our kit, as well as those two mason jars, which I thought were super cute. I love this little hanging sign, which says 100% natural. All of the little hanging signs are super cute. I those those were one of the first things I reached for in this collection. They just caught my eye, and I really love how they look. Adding a few little word phrases down here. And I think there will be a little journaling added at some point, maybe in those mason jars. So I'm not going to do my journaling on screen. I haven't been doing my journaling on screen for any of this because these are not my kids. Well, two of them are, but there it has a lot of other kids in here, and I don't want to necessarily put their names on here without asking them, and some of them I'm not really in contact with anymore. So I thought I would just do my journaling off screen and keep that private for those purposes. So um, I am now just inking everything up with a little bit of walnut stain, and I really like the depth that the walnut stain gives to this layout. It's a really good brown, not too orange. I know tons of people love vintage photo, but that one, in my opinion, or for my taste, I should say, it's just a bit leaning towards the orangey brown. And so I'm not going to go with the vintage photo very often. It's just not my favorite. Um, Whereas the walnut stain is that really rich brown, and I just love it. Um, so I did pop those little wordy bits up onto some foam just to give a little added dimension. I'm going to do the same with this piece here, add a little bit of foam behind just the word. Oh, you know what? I'm not adding foam behind it because that's actually a chipboard piece. I totally forgot that there's a bit of chipboard in there that I am using. I didn't reach for the chipboard nearly as often as I thought I would for this particular collection, and that's okay. It'll be in my stash. I still have a lot of this particular collection left over, but they were not pieces that were in the Kit Conspiracy kit. The 49 in Market collections are huge, and we did not add everything to the Kit Conspiracy kits because we felt like there was way too much to even try to use in 1 week. And plus, we pre sold some kits for people to play along with us, and that would have made those kits um, outrageously expensive for a 1 week project. So we just kind of decided we were going to limit it. And then the leftover pieces we would just use outside of the Kit Conspiracy weeks. So that is what we did. So you can already see several layouts on my channel using the non-Kit Conspiracy kitted up products from Nature Study, and then you'll probably see more down the road as time goes by, but it won't be using the papers that we chose from this particular set that we are using for Kit Conspiracy because I used them all up. Um, Hopefully that was understandable. I know that was a really lengthy explanation, but I just wanted to make sure you were aware that uh, there was only a smaller kit available. If you want to go back and see the contents of the kit, it was the first Wednesday in November where we shared the contents of this particular kit. Um, and each Wednesday we are switching to a new kit and using it for as much as we can for the week. Um, So we have 4 kits for the month of November, and they are all very different from each other, and I'm really excited to go ahead and share all of those with you. So now I'm adding a bit of foliage behind my jars. I added a little liquid glue to the jars so that I could get the foliage placed exactly where I wanted it. I could have glued that down to some extent and slid the foliage in behind while the glue was still wet, but some of these foliage pieces are really delicate and they wouldn't slide very well. They would kind of just like bend. And so I just felt like I would do better to just pick it all up and adhere it to the back. And then I can also get my frame in the back placed where I wanted it without having any issues of it moving around. I also went and added a bunch of liquid glue underneath my papers where um, the fiber is, because I want to make sure that has a really good hold on it. And when I first stuck it under there was no glue under there. So, and that was intentional because I knew I wanted to be able to slide it in. And so I didn't have any uh, glue under there that would prevent me from sliding and tucking pieces in. But at this point, it's set. It's where I want it, and that is why I decided to go ahead and add the glue so that I can finish working on this layout. I did add a couple of bows from this collection to these jars, and I did pop those up onto some foam tape to give a little bit of added dimension. I really like the way that that looks. I had to move this one, this kind of silvery one over. It's not really silver, but beige one over towards the left of the top of the jar because the part of the bow that hangs down was covering one of the kids' faces in the photo. So that's what I was doing there. And then I am adding, I'm just adding a few more mushrooms to this bottom cluster because there's a lot of mushrooms in this particular kit. And it works great for these photos. There's a ton of fungi that grows up at this state park um, in and amongst the redwood trees or even on the redwood trees. And so I thought that works really well. It's very fitting for the location. And I'm really liking how this is coming out. I decided to use some of these smaller frames. I cut their little pedestals off, and I'm just having them come in from the edge of the plaid paper there, or the edge of the layout, and at different depths so that they're not all perfect. And I really like how that looks as well. I was able to use the 3 frames and spread them across to both sides because I only used a portion on each. Cutting them in half really kind of gave me extra usage of those particular frames, and I really like how those end up looking. I'm adding a little bit more of the wordy bits with some foam underneath to these framed areas. I just think that that looks nice and brings a little added interest to this upper left-hand corner or the lower right-hand corner. Going with a really diagonal design again for this layout. I do love a good diagonal. I think it goes great, and these clusters are quite large if you consider it all one cluster. So I don't think it really needs a third area. Um, I think this works just fine. These butterflies or moths, whatever they are considered, I have added some dimension to the wings by using a little foam tape under the wings, and then the body I stick directly down to the paper. So when they go in the album, they don't they don't flatten out. Now I'm going to add a couple of these little heart buttons. I'm just auditioning which color I want to add, and you'll see I stick one down and then I was like, oh, that's not the color I wanted, and then I'll swap it out. And I do add some foam tape to those as well. And then I'm adding a little butterfly to this bottom right hand corner to add a little bit of movement to the layout. So since I put this dark dark brown heart button to the right hand side, I decided to put the nest on the left hand side to kind of balance it out in color, but not to have it be too matchy by adding another dark color heart. And I actually don't know that I had another dark color heart. So the nest worked really well in that frame, and I think that looks really cute. And that is it, you guys. This has been a bonus layout, so I'm not sure which day of the month I will be able to post this on, but I will post it on a day that I don't have another video going. So I hope you enjoyed this one. If you did, hit the thumbs up button. And if you're not already subscribed to my channel, I would hope you consider subscribing and check out the playlist for Kit Conspiracy. I will link it up at the end of this video so that you can go and click on that and see all of the past Kit Conspiracy stuff that I've done on my channel. Thanks so much for watching and spending time with me today. I will see you guys again real soon with another video. So come back and join me for that. And don't forget to check out MK's channel for all of her Kit Conspiracy videos. Thanks for watching. Bye-bye.